So today I have a new topic on my mind that I'd like to share with everyone. I saw a very strange news article 2 days ago about cab drivers in Japan. In Minamiyama, I believe, is the name of the city where the 2011 tsunami killed nearly 16,000 people. And these cab drivers, there are about several of them, who claim to have been picking up passengers on the site of the tsunami that make a request to go to the furthest limit of the tsunami stricken zone, which they're not allowed to go that far. And whenever the cab drivers would tell them that that's a dead end, we can't go beyond that point, they would look back and then see that there's no one in the in the back seat, that the taxi's still moving, but these people would vanish. And yeah, sure, it sounds absolutely ridiculous. Anyone who would humor this story, clearly they're a nut, right? Well, one thing I took into consideration was the fact that the Japanese do not strike me as the type who take their media for a joke and would abuse it in such a way. This story was actually covered on a lot of mainstream media, CNN being one of them. And the story pretty much came out because of a 22-year-old student who was doing her thesis in Japan, and it required her to interview about 100 of these cab drivers and ask them, about their experiences. And she found that several of them mentioned these similar stories of picking up people where the tsunami happened and having this same ghost passenger experience. It's also an old folklore tale, but it was just very weird that this happened a few months after there was floating cities spotted in the sky in China. And that's something that I believe has something to do with the crossing of parallel universes, which we could definitely get into in another video. But when I just thinking about this tsunami thing, just thinking about the devastation that water can bring, and when you think of water, we all know it as basically the essence of life. Us as humans, we're 60% water. Our bodies is made up of 60% water, and you never really stop to think about the way it could just take life as easy as it gives it. And there's also mystical and ritualistic properties that can be also positive and very negative. So obviously, me being a Scorpio, my mind drifts to the negative side of it first. That's where my curiosity is sparked. So I started thinking about something that happened with Whitney Houston, her daughter Bobbi Kristina, and Bobby Brown. The three of them, the Brown family conspiracy, as I as I called it. Whitney Houston died February 15th, 2012, I think. And she drowned. Well, the autopsy says that she drowned in a bathtub in a hotel right before the Grammys, or the night of the Grammys. There was a party that was going on 4 floors below her, right below where the bathroom was, the bathtub where her body was there, because the police were doing their investigation. And Clive Davis, he ran Arista Records and discovered Whitney Houston. He did not cancel this party. They actually went through with it. And some celebrity friends have spoken up against the fact that they actually did that. It was very disturbing, and it kind of made you think, like, wow, why the hell would you do that? Like, just to say something like, Whitney would have wanted us to do this. No, I don't think Whitney Houston would have wanted you to have a party the night that she dies amongst people, industry people who probably didn't give 2 hecks about her, and I think that same night something really weird happened too at the Grammys, which was Nicki Minaj's performance. That was the most disturbing display of Satanism that I've seen on TV in a long time. But anyways, getting back to the Brown family conspiracy here. Okay, so we have this happen to Whitney Houston, and they said that the night before, or maybe 2 nights before, the daughter, Bobbi Kristina, almost drowns in one of the rooms in that same hotel. To me, that sounds like some real malicious forces at work trying to eliminate these 2 women by means of water, which makes me look at them as moon goddesses, which many religions, from Greek, Indian, Chinese, Native Indian, everyone has a belief in moon goddesses. And to think that that's what they were trying to do here. And I'll tell you why, because there's a very strong power through music. And just the melodic frequency of her voice, Whitney Houston, could have communicated a lot of messages to people. And then I heard that her daughter, Bobbi Kristina, had an even better voice than her mother. So the idea of her trying to fill that void that they just removed was probably part of the plan here, because she would eventually drown in a tub in her home after taking some drugs, a very mysterious death, and then they pulled the plug on her literally February 15th, 2015, which is 3 years after her mother's death. February 12th, take the 3 years later, 23, and that's what they just did. So it was like, the mother and the daughter, Alpha Omega, close that circle, eliminate that power that could have been used for good. Another thing now, before Whitney's death, Bobby Brown put out a music video called Don't Let Me Die. And in that video, for some very weird reason, it starts off with Bobby Brown underwater, drowning, scrambling, grabbing for life. I don't know. I see the Fenoids, as Robert Anton Wilson used to say. And that just pinged in my head, that weird connection. It's like they tried to kill him, like clearly from when he was younger, like I'd say maybe 89, 90. This is Don't Be Cruel times. There were men that were sent to kill Bobby Brown, and they shot at him in his car, and he was with Whitney Houston's brother, who got killed, and Bobby Brown used his body as a shield until the gunman ran out of bullets and then fled the scene. And as you see, he was destroyed by crack, which has come out that Whitney Houston was actually the one who introduced Bobby Brown to crack. So it's almost like they've done enough damage to him. He started a new family all over again because he just lost an entire family. That his first family is now gone, it was just very tragic. It's like the damage is done to him. They know that he has no sort of he has no influence, no positive influence over anyone. Like, his reputation so tarnished, there's no way he could do anything to uplift anyone. So he's no longer a threat. He's been neutralized.